Hello everyone, welcome back to Studioloo. Holy moly, I've been so busy this past couple weeks that I have not been making videos, and I know that's rare for me, but it's summer and you both enjoy the weather, and sometimes in my case work has gotten a little wild recently because I've just had some things happening, just changes at my job that are making me have a little bit more to do right now. It should be settling down again, but whew, yeah, okay. So I hope you're all doing well. I have been doing well. I've been enjoying some really lovely fall weather. Like not fall, but like late summer, right? That lovely period of time when things start to cool down a bit. So what are we doing? What are we doing today? I am planning here to do a little bit of fabric collaging to create spines. So the first spine I need to create will be for this book. I haven't put this on this book yet, but this will be good in size for this. And so what I'm going to do is I want to create like a flexible fabric collaged spine in some fun like Halloween kind of colors. So it's a super easy process that I wanted to just share with you today because I think that will be fun. So the first thing I'm going to do, now that I've torn out those metal folder bits, is just cut this down to size here. Now what I might do for this one, because I want this folder to be the same size as this, I'm just going to cut this one down. I mean, I could, well, you know what? Actually, I won't, because I can use the fabric scraps that I'm going to create from this. So let's just go ahead and do that. Sorry for the crash bang there. Okay, so we're going to open this up, and I've pulled some fabrics from my stash, all different kinds of things. So this is a bit of woolen fabric. This is often used in all different kinds of tatting and that kind of thing, fiber art. So I'm just going to like cut strips and bits and bobs and just begin to glue it down, probably starting on the edge here a bit. So I'll glue this here. I'm going to just go over the edge just a tiny bit, like so that it overlaps just a bit. Now that one, hopefully it sticks. That wool is a little thick, but don't worry, we're going to be stitching the whole thing, so at the end of the day it's not really going to matter too much. Then I'm going to cut, I don't know if I can tear this one. No, this is a vintage woven kind of fabric. It's a lot of fun. See that? Okay. Okay. So I'll show the whole piece to you so you can see how fun and vintagey that is. Now these aren't necessarily like Halloween fabrics at all. I'm just mixing blacks and purples and greens and oranges, and I'm going to give it a very Halloween vibe by the end here. Oopsies. So I'm so behind on watching YouTube and making videos because I've just had a lot of time doing other things, and I've been like working way more than usual on work stuff. What do I have that's exciting to report? Not too much really, other than I'm happy to be kind of getting into making some stuff, because I always feel a little disjointed when I haven't made a video for a little while, and I'm kind of like, I feel a little rusty, you don't film for a few days and you're like, what am I doing again? It's okay though. Okay. This one, cut that off. Let's get anything thick out of the way here. I'm going to leave that attached to that though, because it will keep those two. That's like a The stars are on like a lacy bit of an overlay fabric, but the gray black background is not printed, so I want them to just stay together until I am ready to use them. I got this thread coming out here. I'm going to get rid of that. It's just in my way. Let's go with a little purple now. So I've also been doing a lot of gardening this week. So we are now through the potatoes. We've got those all picked and pulled up, I should say dug. And what else have I? Just loads and loads of tomatoes, and cucumbers. They're kind of ending. I've been picking butternut squash and acorn squash. Hot peppers are starting to come. Apples, I picked a whole bag of apples this morning. My tree, I've got to get up there and, pick the rest of them, but I'm going to give them a little bit more time to just grow a bit. And my California Wonder peppers are starting to get a little bigger. They take so long to grow. They're really long, like 65 days or something I think they take to go, so it's a long time. And then what else? Our grapes are all starting to turn purple too, so they're kind of mixed bunches right now of purple and green, but they're going to be so good. I love them. They're Concord grapes that we grow, and they're really yummy. And the grapevine this year, it went totally out of control and it climbed my apple tree, so I'm gonna have so many grapes to deal with. I think I'm gonna make a jelly, like some jelly and other things, because grapes are one of those things, it's like it's hard to use them all up. I guess I could make like some homemade wine or something, but I don't know that I'll have the time to do that this year. Probably just make some jellies because my kids love jelly. So that is always a hit in my house. Yeah, I went to the office today and I'm in the process. I've just moved from, I used to have this corner kind of cubicle with a window, and now I've got my own closed door office where I don't have to listen to everybody talk when I do go into the office, which is nice because it gets so jarring. I've got some colleagues who they like to talk on speakerphone, which is fine. I get it. That's what they like to do. It's so hard for me to concentrate when they're on speakerphone. But some people, I think when they're collaborating in a team, it helps them when there's multiple voices to have a speakerphone situation going on, so I don't fault them for it. I was the detractor from the situation, so I decided I'm going to get out of here and go to my own space. Okay, this one, I've been trying to consciously think of the many ways that I can get fabric wrapped into these projects. So I'm going to make at least one fabric cover, journal cover, but this right now is for spines because I'm going to do them double-sided because this is just going to make life easy to have more fabric. I like doing fabric journals because it gives you lots of flexibility to make your journal big. And where is the edge of this thing? This is such a funny fabric. It's a vintage I don't even know. I mean, I hope no one had to wear this fabric because it feels very much like those, it feels nice to touch with your hand. So as a journal cover, it's wonderful, but I'm just imagining how hot it would be in the summertime on your body. I think I've said it a few times on this channel, how I totally feel for all the women of the 70s who had to wear polyester dresses. The patterns were so awesome, and sometimes when I'm thrifting I do buy vintage dresses for the amazing patterns, but I gotta tell the truth here and that I pretty much hate wearing them because of how they feel. So hot, itchy, like scratchy, rough. I've been able to, on a couple of occasions, like put a cotton liner inside at least like the bralette kind of area, because I can't handle the scratching. It's too much for me. I'm gonna cut this edge off, throw it in my scrappy bits. And then I want to even that out. I like kind of geometric-ish shapes for this. Like, doesn't have to be perfect, but I don't like any weird jaggedy bits. This can go here. Good. Okay. And I've got this bit of hanky that's got, this one's got a flower on. I'll probably cut the flower off, because like the flower doesn't go with this whole situation. This could go into a different kind of journal. So I'll throw that over in my scrap bin. And this can go on here. I need to go up and get water soon. I am so thirsty. I've been talking way too much. I'm gonna try to take, like, as I'm filming tonight here, I'm gonna try to like film some videos of more than one if I can tonight, and take the night for it, possibly to just work and film, because I have no desire to go out tonight, really. I'm just, whenever I go into the office, which isn't very often, I always feel like so tired afterward. Like I've done 2 days of work because of the commuting. Not that traffic was too bad, thankfully. It had mercy upon me. And I got a lot of work done, I have to say. And I moved my entire office, which is remarkable. I did not think I would get that done in one day. Okay, so there's side one. And then we're going to flip, and I'm not going to stitch in between. I'm only going to stitch once. We're going to just go the other way with this pattern. But yeah, I might just try to take tonight to film, because like my kids have been out playing all day. My husband took them to this like really fun farm where they got to play and see animals. It's attached to a playground, and they got to go play with a ton of kids and run around and get their crazies out. So that's a good thing. So I don't need to feel like that bad, like, oh, I should take the kids out kind of stress that I sometimes get if I'm doing something else. Oops, ruler, get out of the way. That's the trouble when you've got, like, you know, kids and work and all these things, and you're trying to do something like YouTube or another creative endeavor, is like you kind of can like stress yourself about how you balance your time. And I try not to do that too much, because I think I do a pretty good job of it. I mean, there's a couple things that I think that I don't get done as much as I would like to, but I think we all have those. Okay, now some of this again. I go a little bit bigger pieces on this side, because this will probably be the inside, so it won't be as noticeable because it won't be on the outside of the book, but it will still be pretty. Okay. And I think I also am going to spend a bit of time like specifically going to a few different junk journal channels and watching some videos tonight, because my kids were watching YouTube on my profile that I usually watch YouTube on, and so they've kind of kicked my algorithm into a weird spin of kids programming. So now I gotta like get my algorithm to kind of come back, because what happens sometimes when you like watch different content, right? It like resets your recommended, like your algorithm changes a bit. So yeah, I'm not getting like my typical like journal content, so I gotta fix that. Okay, move this big piece out of the way. Purple. Yeah, it's just good to use these big pieces up. We'll just go ahead and use them. Go. And I think I'm gonna have like a nice weekend. Probably gonna visit with my folks and go on a little excursion. Okay. I can't believe that like summer is just about over. School's gonna be happening real soon for the kids. I've been getting all the stuff ready, the clothes, the new backpacks, and all that kind of stuff sorted out. So we should be decently ready for the school year. Okay, just take these little scraps and set them aside because they are too bulky for this project, but I will happily use them somewhere else. Yeah, that could go there. In the corner maybe. Okay, a little bit of this crackly purple to cover that spot. There's something in the air right now that it seems that my dog Rex may be allergic to, so we might have to take him to the vet. I'm not sure. I gave him some, I talked to a vet who recommended I can give him a certain amount of Benadryl to just see if that takes care of it. We had this issue with him like last year, and I can't remember, but I think it was right around this same time, which would make sense if it's a seasonal type allergy, like something is popping or blooming or whatever right now that's bothering him, and it's got to be local because it's where he's been walking. So he developed this suddenly, like this big rash, and we weren't sure what was going on, but like he started to get really itchy, and then we gave him a bath. We gave him a nice like oatmeal kind of bath. We thought maybe he just has like a hot spot or a skin irritation, and then all of a sudden, like that night, he went to bed. We woke up in the morning and he had almost what looked almost like a facial anaphylactic type reaction with swelling around the eyes. So, rushed him into the vet, and the vet said, well, it could be one of two things. It could be a couple things. It could be allergies, that just came on really strong, really quickly, or it could be mange. And so we know that our dog, he's a beagle, and he likes to have all sorts of, encounters with the ground if you're not careful. And there was a weird situation where he actually encountered a dead rat on the road when my husband was out walking him, and he picked it up, and my husband had to quickly and insightfully kind of get it out of his mouth, but like he did not want to let it go. And he was a puppy really, when I think he was probably about 8 months when that happened, not even. And so I remembered that encounter because it was a weird one, and I thought, oh goodness, he could have picked that up from the rat, because like we called the vet and they said to monitor him, you know, because sometimes people poison rats, right, and that's why they die. But this one was flattened, like it looked like it had been hit by a car, but we didn't know if it had been killed first or not. So that was in my mind, and we thought, like, we took him into the vet after he had the puffiness because he kind of scratched his, like, not the inside of his eye but around his eye, and so the vet gave him like a steroid shot and then antibiotics that would deal with mange if he had mange, kind of thing. The reason they thought it could be mange is because like his skin had swollen up and gotten a little weepy in a couple spots where he had been itching it, and it was so quick. It was like a 2-day kind of thing that evolved over. So I was thinking after all this time, like, that must have been mange because he hasn't had another recurrence of this. So I thought, like, how crazy that he actually got mange. But no, I think, like, I noticed it early onset this time, not as advanced as it was when it first happened. I just sort of looked at his face, and his eyes look a little puffy, and he's very lethargic, and that's not like him. So I thought, this is happening again. And it's like, I remember it was the same kind of way. So we gave him Benadryl after talking with the vet, and he has perked right up. He seems like he's fine. He has no more swelling. He's not itching. So I think this must be some kind of an allergy. So more than likely he's going to need like an annual allergy shot, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't want to keep giving him Benadryl. I'd prefer to get something a little stronger that will kind of be a one-shot thing for him. But yeah, dogs. So let me go. I'm going to go stitch around the edge of this, I think, and then like kind of across it back and forth and crazy. And then I think I'll then size it to my book so that I'll have my spine ready to go. So I'll be right back. All right, we're all stitched around, and I love this. Oh, I can't tell you how wonderful these feel once you've got them all put together. So I stitched all the way around with a zigzag, and then I just went across, and then back the same way. Black on this side, yellow on the other. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this came out. So I'll just get rid of the strings here. Then I'll set these fabrics aside because I'm going to use them for a journal cover too, I think. Just keep on going. This would make an awesome journal cover for Halloween. And then like some kind of a really fun, like I've got those chippies that I showed you guys. If you watched my big long Halloween in the studio video where I rambled on about all sorts of stuff, I showed them to you in that video. So I think we'll go this way now. What I'm thinking is, so the spine will be here, so we'll cut a bit there. Okay, and I'm going to want a spine about like, I think this size-ish. So we'll cut like that much off. Like this will be my spine plus a little. I'll cut here, I think. We're just going to cut right on up here. You know, try to go pretty straight. I've gotten pretty straight. And so this will be like left over, but I might have another idea for this book for that anyways. So this book might be soft enough for me to actually be able to stitch right through, and that would be so perfect if I could. So I'm going to try to do that. I'll just like essentially do this, and then try to stitch that right on like that. So I'll go try to do that now, and if it works, awesome, and if it doesn't, I'm going to do hand stitching and glue, obviously. So I'll do that now with both of those, and then I think we could probably work on the cover after that. So I will be back again. All right, it worked, friends. So here we go. It's stitched on. I did 2 sets of stitching on the back of this one because I just liked kind of the raggediness of it. This one I kept straight though, just because, sorry, that was the dinner bell, because it will need to be like neatly aligned for this, you know, so I want it to be nice and neat. Now let me take a quick look here. Going to make this ever so slightly smaller, I think, and I want to do something on the one edge of it. I have an idea. So before I go too far with this though, I need to straighten these edges. Most definitely. That's better. Okay. I think I didn't get exactly as straight as I had hoped on the first go there. So now this will be here. But I might want to bring it into the center, the new center with the and then put a little something underneath parts of it. I'm thinking of stitching it on the book rather than... Actually, I won't stitch it on the book. But I will stitch around it itself and then decide what I want to put under there. Probably some kind of black, like lace or something. So I have to find that. But for now, I need to just do a couple more steps that I can let this dry. So on the back of this book, I couldn't stitch it to the very edge because it wouldn't fit in my machine, but it's on there so well because it is stitched. So let's just glue the remaining bit here that we want stuck down to the book with some good old Fabri-Tac. So that's that. Flip that over and let it dry for a little bit. I'm going to decide if I want to flip these up. I don't think so because like they'll be thick. Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to trim them to be the same size as the book. So I'll cut that off, probably use it for something else. And then do the same thing at the top. Okay, so we have another nice little scrap. I really need to go have dinner there. Dinner belling me here. But look how fun. Good spine. So that's what I'll do for now. I will be back with more of this book. I've kind of told you what I'm up to, what I'm going to do with this cover. You'll see it again. But that is essentially how I make my flexible spines when I want to attach them this way. Before I bind like my signatures in, I'm going to create another thin spine that's going to go in here. And it's going to extend out the fabric to about here, and the whole thing gets glued in. So then the whole thing gets stitched through. So this won't be showing, none of this. And then there will be nice end papers on here. So that's the end for today, I think. But I'll be back. I hopefully will have a little more time this week. So until then, I hope you're doing wonderfully and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.